What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Maple Leafs signing some new players, some new depth for the team, and then kind of look at an outlook of the team and maybe discuss about some recent trade talk and some recent trade rumors that could affect the narrative of the team. And really, there's no free agents left for them to add in the forward group, so where do they go from here? So all of that is coming in this video, so make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all of the support recently on the channel, to all the new viewers, and hopefully you watching this right now, if you're not sticking around, make sure you like and subscribe. I would genuinely love to have you here. But let's waste no more time. The Maple Leafs made some depth signings the other day. I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but the Maple Leafs signed defenseman Dakota Mermis and Philippe Myers, as well as forward Cedric Perret. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. But Mermis is 30 years old, recorded 8 points, 3 goals, and 5 assists in 47 games with the Wild during last season. He also was the captain of the Iowa Wild last season, where he had 2 assists in 5 games. He's 6 foot tall, 195 pounds. He has 12 points in 74 career NHL games between the Arizona Coyotes, which is now Utah HC, New Jersey, and Minnesota. So he signed a 1-year deal worth $775,000. So more than likely that will be a contract that goes to the Toronto Marlies, and he'll play as a part of that club. Then, as we also had Philippe Myers, a little bit more of a recognizable name because he played with the Tampa Bay Lightning last year, and 61 games with the Syracuse Crunch of the AHL, recording 23 points, which was 4 goals and 19 assists. Obviously, this dude is huge. 6'6", 220 pounds. He had 36 points in the AHL. So he also appeared in 16 games with the Toronto Marlies in the 21-22 season after being loaned by the Nashville Predators. He also signed a 1-year deal worth $775,000. The last one, intriguing, Perret, hopefully, again, I'm saying that correctly. He's 25 years old, 35 points, 14 goals, and 21 assists in 61 games in the AHL with Colorado. He also skated in 2 playoff games. He's 6'3", 205 pounds, pretty big guy. He has recorded 27 goals and 42 assists in 148 career regular season AHL games, while collecting 6 points in 9 career Calder Cup playoff games. He signed a 2-way contract worth $775,000, so definitely going to the Toronto Marlies. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, especially on the defensive side, right? So we've seen the Maple Leafs in years previous focus quite a bit on their forward group, and Kyle Dubas built a pretty solid forward group, and then he started to bring in some defensemen, but there was never like an influx of depth. And it looks like Brad Treliving has a type of defenseman that he wants to acquire, and usually it's big guys, right? Like we know about Hakanpää. Hopefully he's going to be healthy. We're going to knock on wood, because I'd love for his deal to be made official sooner than later. Maybe by the time I'm recording this, it's already been made official. But he's looking for a lot of depth, and that's what, guys like Mermis and Philippe Myers are going to do, right? You got guys that can play. Myers especially has a little bit of experience and of size, of course, and they're going to be able to come up if you need them in a pinch, if there's some injuries or whatever. And it also bolsters your AHL system, which makes everybody around them better. Like, you want to build a good AHL team because you want to see what your good players are like playing with good and bad, right? You want to see what they're like playing in maybe a down year, but also in a year where they've got a lot of talent around them, right? You want to see if you can, unlock something in that player, or that player can unlock something in another player. That's why it's important. And for Perret, the forward, 25 years old, you might as well take a shot. Maybe you find something in his game that can translate to the NHL at some point, and still young enough where you can see if they can be a 3rd or 4th line player at some point. You never know these days. Guys just come out of nowhere, and you never know whether or not they're going to be good. And it's still a possibility for any one of these guys to be good NHL talent. Now, the other side of this video that I wanted to talk about was, with the Leafs continuing to get depth and the Leafs continuing to add to their blue line especially, the number one talk has been, okay, the Maple Leafs couldn't score, right? The Maple Leafs had trouble scoring last year in the playoffs. And of course, you run into Jeremy Swayman. Like, the guy is insanely talented, but I don't look at that as some big excuse, right? He's just a goalie, and I know he's really good, but you have to win games. Like, every team can just use that excuse, every player. These guys are getting paid in the NHL to score goals and find ways to score, and the Leafs couldn't do that. So my biggest question is for a team that couldn't score and a team that couldn't get it done in the offensive end, why are they not going out there and acquiring forwards? And the Maple Leafs are going to have to get creative. They lost Bertuzzi. They might lose Nick Robertson. They got to find ways to add to this. And I'm using Cap Friendly. I believe it's their last day. So I just want to say thank you to Cap Friendly. I didn't think I was ever going to use this again. I forgot that they were available till the 5th. So again, thank you very much. I've been using this tool since I was in high school. It's been a long time. Thank you very much. It's really cool. This product has always been really nice, and I'm really sad to see it go, genuinely. But this is kind of what the roster looks like before you make some moves. So I would say you're probably going to see Bobby McMahon get a little bit of a promotion there. I still think Max Domi's going to play with Austin Matthews. So you can basically lock in that Nyes, Tavares, Marner, in my opinion. I think Nylander needs to play with Matthews, and I think Domi is a perfect guy to feed Nylander the puck as well. I don't know if they're going to move David Kampf up in order to play on the third line with Yarncroke and McMahon. I don't really mind that line. And then Pontus Holberg here in the center position. This would leave this fourth line spot open potentially for a Nick Robertson if he resigns, because I know Brad Treliving has been saying he wants Robertson to play. It could be Easton Cowan. And then when you look at the blue line here, there's a ton of names here. First of all, Cade Weber, like I said, no disrespect. He's not making this team out of camp. Same thing with Dakota Mermis or Mermi, again, however you want to pronounce it. And then, of course, you have Hakanpää there. You have Timmins. You have Benoit. I still think they're going to find a taker for Timmins on the trade market. It's very possible. I do also believe that they're going to go with the Benoit-McCabe pairing once again this season. So you can do this. And then OEL and Liljegren, or potentially OEL and Hakanpää. But again, why would you waste $3 million if this guy is going to sit all the time? And then Matt Murray definitely will be going to the minors. He's not going to be playing. So the Maple Leafs have around $2 million to play with here, and potentially a little bit more if they move on from Liljegren, even though I don't think they will. And if they trade one of Kampf or Yarncroke, which, again, I would choose Kampf probably, but you better be getting something good in return. But they still have an open forward spot. So maybe you agree to bring Nick Robertson back on a cheap deal. But if Nick Robertson doesn't want to take a pay cut, or if he doesn't want to take that low offer, then you're going to have to find a trade for him, which, again, kind of sucks because I'd love for him to stick around. But what do the Leafs do? And that's a video that I'm going to be making soon, because it's got to be via trade. The free agency pool is not very good now. Vlad Tarasenko was probably the last guy that I thought could make a really decent impact on this team, even though I'm not the biggest fan of him. And that's no disrespect to the player. Just don't think his game is as good as people make it out to be. Great player, but just not a fit here. Stanley Cup champion, though, so what am I saying, right? Also, the other thing here is that, like, they were runners up for Jeff Skinner, and the talk was that they pitched to Jeff Skinner that he could play with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. So there was no talk of Nylander, which is hilarious. But that also makes me wonder if the lines are going to be back to this, Marner and Matthews, and then having Nylander play with Nyes and Tavares, which it didn't work last time. I would really just like for them to go back to Nylander, Matthews, Domi. I think it would make more sense. But you guys let me know. I'm prepping a video, actually more than one video. Leave your comments down below. Tell me what you guys want to see this offseason. We're going to be talking quite a bit because they're not done. The Leafs can't be done. This can't be it. That forward group is not going to stay the same. They've got to make moves there, whether that's re-signing Nick Robertson and trying to get him to stick around, whether that's giving us updates on Easton Cowan on if he could steal a spot from somebody here, because you got to think he's got to push for a second line spot or a third line spot, because you can't bury this guy on a checking line or on a fourth line. It's not going to work out for him. So Leave your comments down below. Sound off in the comments. I'd love for you guys to do that. Let's have some constructive criticism, some constructive conversations in the comments. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Make ssure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.